Hey Chargers fans, stop scrolling. Because something just happened in Los Angeles. And if you're a real fan, you need to know about it. We've got a surprise roster move that could shake things up on the defensive line. And if you're thinking it's just another offseason footnote, think again. This one could impact how the Chargers line up in Week 1. But before we dive into the latest news from the Bolts, the Chargers have made headlines, not with rumors, not with speculation, but with action. A familiar face returns. A bold roster shift has begun. And the message is clear. This team isn't backing down. But what does it really mean? How does it impact the depth chart, the locker room, and the season ahead? Stick around. We're breaking it all down right now. Before we break it all down, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and smash that bell icon so you never miss a second of Chargers coverage. We're bringing you real, hype-free updates all season long. All right, let's talk football. The Los Angeles Chargers have made a roster move, signing defensive lineman Nissa Jade while waiving injured rookie Josh Faga. Now, let's unpack that. Josh Faga joined the Chargers as an undrafted free agent earlier this year. There was some quiet optimism about his raw strength and potential, a typical underdog story. But unfortunately, Faga's journey hits a bump with this injury. If he clears waivers, he'll revert to the team's injured reserve list, which means he won't suit up for the Bolts anytime soon. But he's not completely out of the picture just yet. As for Nissa Jade, this is where things get interesting. He's not a household name, but that's never stopped the Chargers before. The front office clearly sees something in him. Maybe as a rotational piece, maybe as injury insurance, maybe more. And let's be honest, depth on the D-line has never been more important for this team. What makes this move matter isn't just who's coming in or going out. It's what it says about the Chargers' mindset right now. There's urgency. There's tweaking. There's competition. This isn't a rebuild. This is a reload. Let's get real about this move. When a player goes down injured, especially a rookie like Josh Faga, it's easy to assume the team is taking a hit. But in this case, the Chargers lose absolutely nothing and potentially gain a whole lot more. Faga can't practice right now. He's injured. Most likely, if no other team picks him up off waivers, which is extremely unlikely, he'll revert to our injured reserve list. That means the team holds onto his rights, while freeing up a spot to bring in someone who can contribute now. That someone? Nissa Jade, and let's just say, he looks the part. When you look at this guy, you don't see polish, you see grit. His jersey? Crooked. His number? Half covered in dirt and sweat. He looks like he just walked out of a trench, not a tunnel. And that's exactly what you want in a defensive lineman. No flash, just fight. This dude is massive, around 6'2", weighing somewhere between 320 and 330 pounds, depending on the source. No matter how you slice it, that's a lot of muscle and momentum coming straight at the line of scrimmage. Let's give a little background here. Sala was a 7th-round pick by the Raiders in 2023. He played in 9 games over 2 seasons. And here's the kicker. He notched one of his 10 career tackles against the Chargers themselves, back in Week 4 last season. So yeah, we've seen him up close. Now, he's in our building. This isn't just about plugging a hole. It's about adding firepower to a roster that's quietly building something tougher, sharper, more competitive. It's about the Bolts living out the mantra, competitors welcome. And Sala? He just walked through that door. Let's be honest, opportunities like this don't come around often. For Nissa Jade, this is more than just a training camp invite. It's a second shot. A real one. A fresh start with a team that's hungry, aggressive, and looking for the kind of player who doesn't just fill a jersey, but earns it. Coming from the Raiders, let's face it, the bar wasn't exactly sky high. That defense has struggled for years, and depth charts there often reflect desperation more than development. But here in LA, under Jesse Minter's defensive scheme, there's a clearer vision and a sharper demand. The job for a Chargers defensive lineman is simple, but brutal. Blow up blocks. Absorb contact. Eat double teams. Collapse the pocket just enough to let the real chaos, the stunts, the rushers, the blitz packages, do their damage. It's not glamorous. It's not stat heavy, but it's essential. And guess what? Sala might just be that kind of grinder. He's not going to light up the stat sheet with sacks or TFLs. He's not Christian Wilkins, and he doesn't need to be. But he can be the guy who crashes into the center and guard, ties up two bodies, and gives someone like Khalil Mack or Tuli Tuipulotu a clear lane to the quarterback. That's real value. Of course, every defensive system is different. Some prioritize penetration. Others rely on big men to do the dirty work. What we do know is that Salah has the size, the strength, and now, the opportunity to prove he belongs in powder blue. Will he make the 53-man roster? That's a long road. Right now, he's a camp body. But don't write him off, because the NFL is full of stories that started just like this, with a forgotten name, a one-year deal, and a shot no one else believed in. And sometimes, that's all it takes. Keenan Allen is coming home. That's not just a headline, it's a statement. One of the most reliable, respected, and downright clutch receivers in Chargers history is officially back in powder blue. A one-year deal, short, simple, and full of possibilities. For those of us who have watched this franchise rise and fall over the years, Keenan isn't just another name on the roster, he's a legacy. Mr. Third Down, the route technician who broke ankles and hearts across the league for over a decade. And now, after a season away, he's back to finish what he started. Let that sink in. This is a wide receiver who ranks among the all-time greats in franchise history. Over 10,500 receiving yards, countless clutch catches, and an unmatched ability to read a defense like a quarterback. He's not just productive, he's surgical. But now comes the question everyone's asking. Where does he fit? The offense has changed. Ladd McConkey is here, a sharp, young route runner who thrives in the slot. And Keenan, that's been his house for years. So how do the Chargers balance that? Here's the answer. You don't limit great players, you maximize them. Kellen Moore is gone, Jesse Minter is here. And this offense is shifting into something new, something more layered, more strategic. Keenan doesn't need to play 80% of snaps to change a game. Give him the right moments, the right matchups, and watch what happens. Remember, even with the Bears last season, in an offense that lacked rhythm and identity, Keenan still produced. He may not have posted jaw-dropping numbers, but what he showed was resilience, leadership, and the same sharp football IQ that made him a Chargers icon in the first place. Now, he returns to a locker room that needs that presence, a young quarterback, a new system, and a season filled with unknowns. And Keenan Allen, the calm in the chaos, is back. This isn't just a reunion. This is a final chapter waiting to be written in bold, capital letters. Let's see how it plays out. Let's talk numbers. And more importantly, let's talk meaning. Keenan Allen is officially back in a Chargers uniform, and he's doing it on a one-year, $8.52 million deal. For a player with his resume, 6 Pro Bowls, over 10,000 career yards, and a reputation as one of the most technically gifted receivers in the league, that's not just a good deal. That's a steal. Now, sure, he's not 25 anymore. But last season in Chicago, Keenan still hauled in 70 catches for 744 yards and 7 touchdowns. In an offense that lacked consistency, he was the one steady pulse. And now, he's walking back into an LA offense with Justin Herbert throwing darts. You can feel the potential humming in the air already. But the bigger question isn't about money, it's about role. Where does Keenan Allen fit in a wide receiver room that's suddenly stacked with youth? Ladd McConkey, Trey Harris, Kendra Lambert-Smith, Ron Gadsden, and yes, even Quentin Johnston, who still has a mountain of untapped potential. This move wasn't just about receptions. It was about leadership. Mike Williams, the physical presence, the locker room voice, is gone. Retired earlier than anyone expected. And without him, the group needed a stabilizer. Someone to step in, raise the standard, and show these young receivers what it means to be a professional on and off the field. That's Keenan Allen. He's not here to chase stats. He's here to elevate everyone around him, to be the calm, the teacher, the weapon in the clutch when the stakes are high and the coverage is tight. The contract, just the formality. The message behind it, clear as day. This team is not rebuilding. They're reloading, with one of the smartest route runners to ever wear the bolt. So, yes, it's 1 year. But don't underestimate what a single year can mean when a veteran walks into a locker room full of raw talent and sets the tone. Keenan Allen isn't just back. He's exactly what this team needed. Let's talk about fit, because that's where things get really interesting. Keenan Allen is back with the Chargers, and while the excitement is undeniable, the next big question is where and how he'll be used. Because here's the reality. Ladd McConkey is no longer just a prospect, he's a rising force. Last season, he shattered Keenan's own rookie reception record. He's quick, smart, and creates separation the way veterans do. Sound familiar? It should. He plays the game a lot like Keenan himself. So now, the Chargers have two elite slot-style receivers on the same field. Some see a conflict. The smart ones, they see opportunity. This isn't a case of overlap. It's a blueprint for versatility. Offensive coordinator Greg Roman and head coach Jim Harbaugh aren't boxed in. They've got the tools to build matchup nightmares. Twin slot looks, motion-heavy sets, misdirection routes. Imagine third downs where Keenan and McConkey are on opposite sides. Who do you cover? And don't forget the bigger picture. This isn't just about schematics, it's about leadership. When Harbaugh brought Keenan in, it wasn't just for what he does on game day. It was about what he brings to every practice, every film session, every rep. That kind of mentorship can elevate players like Trey Harris, Kendra Lambert-Smith, and Quentin Johnston in ways no coach ever could. Keenan's not here to hog the spotlight. He's here to pass the torch, and still be dangerous while doing it. So yes, some might wonder if there's enough room for both him and McConkey in the offense. But let's be clear, this is a good problem. In a league where injuries are inevitable and depth defines contenders, the Chargers now have options. Real, game-changing, matchup-breaking options. Keenan Allen didn't come back to collect a check. He came back to compete. And if you ask anyone in the locker room, they'll tell you, this team just got a whole lot sharper.